everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, yes, this is on episode 0 of High School DxD Hero, and sorry that this is a couple days late. Just lately, these past couple days has been really hard for me because I've had to deal with like trying to finish up on these final projects that I have for this last month. This last month is going to be the hardest, honestly. I'm trying to keep consistent with the videos and everything as well, but having to do my final projects, having to deal with these videos, and having to also try and figure out time to stream, it's honestly, it's a lot more hectic than I thought it was going to be. Now, I'm not making excuses. I'm sorry about that. I will be getting my reviews on time from now on and everything. It's just these past couple of days has been a lot harder because I've had some certain things like first drafts and everything for these projects due like literally yesterday and today, and luckily I was able to finish them, and of course now I do have time to go ahead and watch these. So yeah, nonetheless, super happy that High School DxD is back. We can talk about that. Seriously, just been waiting for this, the 4th season to come out because I love the first 3 seasons. Now, this is one thing I never knew before, because when I first saw this episode, I didn't realize it was episode 0, and then when I looked at it, I was like, what the hell? Because a lot of it seemed like it was just, straight up recap and everything. But what I found out is that it's actually High School DxD Born actually deviated a lot from the light novels. I did not know that, honestly, and as an anime watcher only, I still did enjoy season 3. It sucks that, the source material, the light novel readers didn't like it and they deviated a lot from it, because, as a person who has read source material and then watched it anime after and seen it just like completely go off the rails from how it's supposed to be, I know how you feel. So when I did find that out, I was like, holy shit, really? And that is also one of the reasons why it's been so long since there's, a High School DxD, because we didn't even know that there was going to be another season because of how season 3 was and everything. And I didn't realize that until today, honestly, and I was just like, holy shit, wow. Okay, so when I did see this episode, it's pretty much them trying to, not only is it like some of it recap because that's how it's supposed to be, but they're actually trying to stay, faithful to how it's supposed to end the last season, with putting in actual changes into this episode with a kind of a recap as well. So it's good. It's a good episode to kind of like refresh our minds, because it's been so long since we've had another, High School DxD season and everything. So I kind of got refreshed on my, how what happened before this, while also refreshing it to how it's actually supposed to be. So instead of me going back and seeing the episodes before that at the end of High School DxD Born and being confused as heck because, when things come on in this next season and things are changed, at least now I just use this as a standpoint instead of the last season, and from this point on I'll know what's going on and everything. So definitely a good, smart idea for them to do that, since they're now trying to stay faithful to the light novel. I'm not too sure how faithful that will be, how these the adaptation will be from here on out, considering there's only 12 episodes, or 13 episodes if you include this one. And you know how I am every time with 12 episode seasons. It's just not enough. It really is not enough to adapt everything. And a lot of the times they do end up rushing it. So hopefully they don't do that. And hopefully it's just like they're doing that because there's only 13 episodes, because they have a plan on how to, pretty much adapt everything while also leading up to another potential season in the future. It could be that this is just a test in a way, since High School DxD Born, I guess, didn't do as well in considering how it deviated from the light novel, and now they're doing a 13 episode kind of season as a test to see should they continue on for a 5th season as well. So hopefully we do see that 5th season, because I do want to see more and more and more of High School DxD, because I don't know if I've said this before, but High School DxD has to be one of my favorite like ecchi harem animes of all time, honestly. It's just the whole thing about it actually having, like, I love the main character. Issei is awesome. He's one of the only characters you actually see who embraces his pervertedness, and a lot of the times, he's not, a lot of harem animes, the main character is oblivious, he's an idiot, he just doesn't realize all these girls like him, and he's leading all of them on. No, Issei is completely different. He embraces his pervertedness. He wants the Oppai. He wants to pretty much just fondle all of these girls and everything, and literally he wants to be the harem king. Literally the whole thing in this episode was the Oppai dragon, the return of the Oppai dragon, and that song was awesome. I just gotta admit, like, if that's gonna be like, they could just use that as the opening and I would be pretty damn happy. But I do want another their opening song, because so far High School DxD here, not here, sorry, High School DxD openings have been pretty awesome. So I would like to, hear in the next episode when we do hear it. But they did a good job at giving us a refresher for this while also changing it to how it's supposed to be and making it really enjoyable. Thankfully, of course, even with the different animation style, because like I said before making this video, when I was talking about how I'm going to watch this, the one big thing for me, the one big problem for me is the art style. It's completely different from how it was in the anime before. I know that this is actually supposed, how it's supposed to be for the light novel, so that's pretty awesome that they're actually trying to not only stay faithful to how it's supposed to be in story wise, but also how it's supposed to look. So that's pretty cool. That's, you don't see that very often with them doing this and changing how it's supposed to be and everything in a first or a prologue episode, and then not only changing the story to making it so how it's supposed to be the source material, but also making how it looks. That's pretty damn awesome. And if I was just, you don't get that very often. A lot of times they'll just be like, who cares? We're just going to stick to how it's, how we want it and everything. So light novel readers should be really happy at this fact that they're doing all of this. But I don't know, in my opinion, it will take time for me to, get used to it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's horrible. It's definitely trying to go for a different feel, like a more cutesy kind of look, while the Oppai at least still look, still look good. Ria's Oppai still looked good. It definitely was the switch, the way to save our boy Issei from his, out of controlness at that moment, which is just funny because everyone's like, yeah, they just turn to her boobs and like, yeah, your Oppai, that's how we're gonna save him. And then of course the Oppai song and everything as well, just it made the episode just honestly pretty damn hilarious. And that's another thing why I love High School DxD, the hilariousness of it, the etchy haremness of it, with having an awesome character, awesome story as well. Like I was saying before, I forgot to put that in, but another reason is that there's an actual good story. It's not just like a school kind of anime story kind of thing. You have an actual like fantasy story that actually brings me in and gets me interested in, besides the fact of seeing, some Oppai, seeing the etchiness and stuff as well. That's just a huge plus, honestly. And there's like very few anime that can do that. That's why, like I said, High School DxD is one of my favorite. You can also say like the Testament of Sister New Devil is also a good one as well. To Love Ru is good, even though it has more of the school aspect, and the main character doesn't embrace his perverted side. But nonetheless, those are other good ecchi animes if you're looking. But High School DxD is honestly, I would say, my favorite of all of them, to be just to be frank, but yeah, overall I would say great start to coming back. I'm really happy that it is back. How I have to get used to how the animation and art style is. I like the old one a lot better in my opinion. It had more of a real tone to it and not just this super cutesy look. Like I don't have a problem with the cutesy look, but for this anime, I always figured it would be better the other way. I know someone told me that the old style kind of looked more like a hentai, but that was one of the reasons as well. It was like one of these animes that was like practically borderline hentai moments and everything, so it kind of just fit, honestly. But like I said, I'll get used to it. I'm going to have to and everything. I still love the story. I still love the characters. I still love everything about else about it. So I just got to get used to it. It's not like something hugely changed where it's like I hate it, like I cannot see myself ever liking it. I can see myself liking it. I can see myself getting used to it. So just gotta wait several more episodes, and hopefully I will get used to that and everything. But yeah, it's all I gotta say. Overall, a good start to changing everything up back to how it's supposed to be. I think this was a good prologue episode. It's definitely got me hyped up and excited to see what's going to be happening in the rest of the season. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. As always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Anime watchers, what do you think about this episode? What do you think about the changes and everything? Feel free to comment below on that, on anything you want to talk about. And as always, guys, I want to hear the light novel readers, the source material readers. How do you feel about these changes? How do you feel about the adaptation, being actually now faithful, the animation style, the art style faithful as well? how do you feel about everything so far and your expectations as well. And as always, guys, if you want to put a spoiler, if you have to put a spoiler and you want to talk about it, please, do us anime watchers a favor that don't want to be spoiled. Do the 4-line, I think skip 4 lines thing where you have to click read more. And then underneath that, if anyone clicks to read more, because they, it's their choice, it's their fault if they get spoiled, because they want to actively do that. So if you do want to put a spoiler, please do that. If not, if you don't want to do that, just don't put the spoiler. Please do not ruin it for anyone, including myself, but yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, see ya.